If you're a guy who has a hard time flirting, expressing your feelings to someone that you're interested in, this video is really going to help you. If it feels like you get really anxious or you don't know what to say or you get so caught up in your head, you don't know how to express interest, be fun in the conversation. All right, so let's look at this first event. You're walking up to someone that you like and you can't think of anything to say. You can't think of the words, or if you do get somewhere, the conversation just dies the fuck off. So why is this happening? Well, it is most likely, and it is really the case, that you're stuck in your head. If you're stuck in your head, this is a different issue that we have to deal with though. In this case, it is most likely because you're suffering from what I call fear of judgment. This fear of judgment that you have is the fear of you looking weird, you looking like you're not good enough, you having your ego hurt because if you do get rejected, it means that you're not a good person. And it may actually be like lowering your standard. So I like this girl, I find her attractive, but I don't think I'm good enough for her, so I'm not going to talk to her. And that is just shooting yourself in your foot. That is literally lowering yourself to a different standard because you're not going after what you want. And you're like, I don't deserve something so good. You're self-belief limiting yourself. And that comes from a fear of judgment, rejection. And if you experience maybe rejection in the past it could be from people in your family. It could be bullying, friends, anything. If you felt like you were not part of a group or some situation, or people wouldn't allow you to join in on things, well, this could carry out into your adulthood where it has manifested itself in this place where you cannot be expressive to other people, especially people that you like. And there is this kind of fear of rejection. And so for this, you will actually see people rejecting themselves first. And so the conversation will be going good. They'll be having a good time. But instead of like being like, oh, I find you attractive. Could I like take you out sometime? They will just end the conversation and be like, oh, it's nice talking to you, and leave because they themselves don't want to get rejected. Or they will put out a rejection. Well, yeah, I'm not even interested in you anyways. And push that other person away because they don't want to get rejected. And so they reject the other person so they don't get rejected. And everything is just protecting your ego. So the first thing you have to drop is the ego. This is where your nervousness is coming from. It's like, if I get rejected, if something bad happens to me, well, that means I'm a worse person. And it doesn't mean that. It just means that person did not like you or doesn't want to marry you for the rest of their lives, right? You have to understand where they're coming from too. Okay, this person's coming up to me. I don't know this person. And if that person's like nervous in their body language, and we should 100% talk about this, is that your body language is everything. It is your subcommunications. So your subcommunications is how you are presenting yourself to the world. And 93% of that is your body language. And that is your eye contact, the way that you move your body, your posture, the way that you're standing, the way that you use your hands and movement, the way that your voice sounds, how fast you respond to answers, how slow you respond to answers, the cadence, the tonality, every single part of that. Everything that's not the literal words in my mouth coming out. And then that is like 7% of the other stuff. And the words do matter too. Like, don't get me wrong, the words do matter. But a lot of it isn't here. And so I could be talking, making this whole video the exact same, but if I wasn't speaking the way that I do speak now because, say I didn't know the information I know, or haven't had the experience I've had, or haven't had the transformation I've had from not knowing what to say, being really stuck in my head, to just completely loose. And this conversation where we build mutual attraction comes much more easier, where I'm able to do that with a girl, with anybody, like a friend, a person I just met, a person I'm like, oh, that person looks interesting. I want to get to know that person. Let me go over and have a good conversation with them without me shooting myself in the foot, without me getting stuck in my head, self-sabotaging myself basically because of all these limiting beliefs, the low self-confidence, bruh. So that's the transformation that happened. And when you're having these mindsets of, I can't talk to this person, I'm not good enough to talk to this person probably doesn't want to talk to me, it would be weird for me to do this, that's going to come out in your subcommunications. And it's going to come out like this. And it's going to come out like this. And your voice is going to be like, oh yeah, that's a bit more, you're going to be off balance a little bit, you're going to have a little bit more fidgeting of hands. And that other person is going to hear and see this. And when they hear and see this, it's going to take them back to their biological primitive mind. And in your biological primitive mind, a person who showed these nervous subcommunications wasn't maybe seen as honest. They were seen as dishonest, because if you were coming up and talking to me and you were just relaxed and normal, you didn't have anything to hide, why would you be so tense if you did, right? If you have something to hide, you should be tense. You should be kind of putting up this front. Now, understandable that you're just a bit nervous. You could be hurt in a different way. You could be scared of the rejection or something else. But it also shows that in the past, when you went up and did this to someone, they rejected you in a harsh way. And now you're having this as the end result, a more anxious appearance. And so they actually tie the appearance you have now, the body language you have now. Say I'm talking to you and now I'm talking like this. My shoulders are up. This is a primitive natural response your body has to protect your neck, your vital areas of your stomach. Yeah, because it's the vital place of your body. Your body, when you're scared of the FOJ is really high, fear of judgment is high, your body tends to get constricted. Why? Because you don't want to take up space. You don't want to stand out. If you stand out, maybe someone could hurt you. So a lot of it is just going back to your primitive way that humans just were socialized, basically. And if you're able to display, because you are relaxed and you do have the belief set that people are my friends, people are nice to me, I'm nice to people, people are usually good. Those are the beliefs that you need to have for your subcommunications. Body language to be relaxed, to be confident, stood up straight, your voice to have enough resonance, loudness, volume, relaxedness, warmth, dynamicness. So by dynamicness, I mean like that. My voice can get high, it can get low, it can get low down here, it can have different tones to it. I can express myself in different ways. I can induce emotion through these. My eye contact, it's not super nervous looking at other places. It's in the eyes of the other person. It has that warmth to it. So let me get a bit closer here. You can tell when my eyes are a bit nervous or when they're warmer. Okay, very small, but I guarantee you that most people would be able to tell the slightest of differences that was happening there. And that was me looking into the camera for just a couple seconds. Now it's like this. Now it's, much more clear. When you're able to show these signs, eye contact, relaxedness, it shows that you have nothing to hide. You're confident in yourself. You're okay being rejected. And it is how humans are supposed to bond. Things like technology, being stuck inside all day, screens always on your phone, lack of communication, rising of bad propaganda that people are just out to hurt you. Your everyday neighbor could be a fucking serial killer. The person on your bus is an absolute disgusting rapist. Like everyone's out trying to hurt you. That's just the mindset that the media pushes into the people. Well, no kidding that there's less socialization. When people do talk to each other, it is more aggressive and negative, and the increasing of trauma of mental illness is also contributing to bad socialization. Yeah, no shit that's happening. And so people being nervous in social settings when they're talking to someone that they like, when pressure is on them, no kidding that they're getting fucking stuck in their head. And so one of the most attractive things, because it shows your confidence and it shows that you're okay just being who you are, is having good ability to handle social pressure. And so when you do go up to someone and they're giving you social pressure, you go up to a random person, that already puts social pressure on you. And so if you're able to be relaxed, at ease, that's showing that you can handle social pressure to at least a certain degree, because you were the one going up. And now a different thing that you should keep in your head with the everyone's my friend we're all positive. It's good to start conversations. It's good to give people a good time. Another thing that you can keep in your head is that as the man, it is your duty to start the conversation. Because if there's a girl that you like and she may like you, her fear of judgment, I don't know if I erased it, I've just been pointing at a fucking the wrong thing. Her being stuck in her head, her fear of judgment is most likely going to be higher than yours. Is this true for every girl? No, but in most cases that I've seen around the world, in my own experience, from everyone I've talked to, girls are a bit more shy, a bit more nervous when it does come to this. Just going up to someone, starting a conversation, like that is more nerve-wracking for her because her fear of judgment, her fear of rejection is just even higher. And so you take that burden off her for her making the first move, and you'll find this time and time again in a relationship where as a man, it is basically your duty to put the step forward first to welcome her into your space. And that space is supposed to be relaxed. It's supposed to be grounded. It's supposed to be in just knowing who you are, understanding yourself, and compassionate to her. And playful. So playful isn't being rude. Playful is being dynamic. Dynamic in your sub-communications, inducing a good mood. And the way you induce a good mood in people, how do you do that? You be interested and you love yourself. Oof. So to be interested, especially in a good way, you ask good questions, you give good input, and you love yourself. You believe that you have value to give to other people. And these are innate things. If you don't believe that you have value to give to another person, I guarantee you, no matter how hard you try, unless you're a psychotic person, that will come out in your subcommunication without you knowing. Without you knowing. With you knowing, but without you being able to control it. And the way you can kind of get it more under control is by giving you the mantras. Everyone is my friend. I do, of course, have value to give. That shouldn't even be a mantra because that should be a given. So don't even say that to yourself. Only think to yourself, people are my friend. Everyone is my friend. Positive energy. Uplift the mood. Like, if you have to think about anything else, like I'm good enough, I'm this, you're already putting into the state. You're already putting in your mind that you weren't good enough at some point. So just have in your mind, everyone's my friend, positive. People like having other cool people come up and talk to them and be fun around them. And then you show that in the body language. And so that will be more playful in the facial expressions, not so tense. And if this is hard for you at the beginning, you just have to keep going. Now, the way that you get into the conversation, we'll just start with what to say first, is that you want to look at that person and see who they are. And so they may have some cool things about them. They may have a nice style. They may have some cool accessories. Shoes. Could be anything about this person. Now, it shouldn't be something that they can't control. So hair is nice, but you can't really control your hair. So if I got a compliment on my hair, I'd be like, okay, thank you. Now, if it was like really interesting hair, maybe, but still it's not like something I can control. So it's not the best compliment. But if you can give a compliment that's something that they put work into. So even if they're shoes, like that's the style of the shoes, they had to go out and pick those shoes. If it's the kind of outfit that they're wearing, if it's the jewelry that they have, well, these are things that they had to take their time out, put some effort into, and now more than just complimenting their physical appearance, you're complimenting their mind. And their mind is something that they can actually be appreciative of. And if so someone came up to me and said, my God, your neck size is just so hot, I'd be like, okay, thank you. Okay, thanks. Or they said, your arms are just so hot. I'd be like, awesome, that is really cool. Now, I'm a more, I guess, positive person. I would take that well. Maybe not the best example, but I guess if you went up to a girl and said, your body is really nice. Okay, that's a bit much. If you said to a girl, your arms are very toned, that'd be a good compliment too, because that's something that she can work on. These are things that you can work on. It's not that I was born with this neck size. I work out and your body gets bigger. It's not like you're born with fucking giant arms like me. As you work out and you get bigger. That's a joke, by the way. And so things that that they've worked on, and this doesn't mean they're ass, right? If you get to know someone and you get to know them more and you're breaking more of rapport, then you could, of course, compliment them on anything, right? But you have to establish that vibe first. And if that vibe's not there, don't immediately go there, right? Now, is there other ways to start a conversation? Yes, you could use environmental comments. So something that's happening around you, just making a comment and then going into a conversation. The first thing to say shouldn't be that hard. It should just be like kind of communicating that, hey, I exist, and hey, I know that you exist. That's basically the only thing. And so this could even be just like by making eye contact first. And this is a better way than just kind of going up, because if you go up to someone and they don't acknowledge you first, it could scare them. But if you go up and you kind of like make eye contact, then they know who you are. You're able to have that human to human interaction that isn't words. It's the subcommunications again, but it's like here and then you say, that will already establish before you've opened up your mouth and say words that you guys kind of know each other. And it establishes in your mind, friends. And then you should also have that frame. And so if they may come in, or they have themselves a more negative frame, a more combative frame, you keep in your frame. Why are you so negative, man? You're my friend. Come on. You shouldn't be this negative, right? You should be fun, playful, life is good, have some gratitude. Awesome. But if you don't have that for yourself, you're not going to give it to others, right? And then you keep in that frame. Everything is fun. You shouldn't be so serious. You shouldn't be so negative. Come on, laugh a little bit. Now, how do you be fun and playful in the conversation? A lot of times, things just may die down, not be interesting. And that's because you're not being interesting. You have to make it. And so you have to take agency and establish this. You should be having what I call a activation of the release muscle. And so the release muscle is when you're not really caring too much about how other people are looking at you and how your actions are affecting, I wouldn't say, but how other people could be judging you. And so you're just doing whatever makes you laugh. And so this is self-amusing. You're making what makes you laugh. And so this could be asking questions, making comments, saying teases, anything that you just comes to you naturally, and then saying that out loud. And then if it is funny to you, saying that out loud. And then it's also having the sub-communications behind that. So having a playful tone, feeling the good emotion, and letting that good emotion carry the words out. Now that's more spiritual, so in a more logical, scientific sense, that would be feeling the emotion. It's very important to feel the emotion. And then saying it with a smile, saying it with your eyes smiling too, looking at that person in the eyes as you say it, having a good chuckle, open body language. That is what's going to come out in the subcommunications. And it's not that you're forcing it, it's that you feel the emotion inside of you and you let that emotion carry the words out. And you let the emotion take over your body. This person is my friend. I love all people. People love me. It's always good. It's good to be positive and playful. This is how you do it. And then you let that out. And then you don't get nervous if they don't respond or they don't give you a reaction, because you're doing it for yourself. It's just who you are. And so you need to change who you are if you want to change the results that you get. And so now some actual things that you could say that now that we know about the energy is a simple conversational format that happens in every format of getting to know any person that you've ever met. And if you're genuinely curious about the other person, so I like this person, well, you want to get to know them more. You want to understand more about them if you're curious about this person. And so that will happen how? By asking questions. And so you will ask questions and you will make observations. So in any conversation, there's going to be a value exchange. And that means, what am I putting into the convo, and what am I taking out of the convo? And then on the other side, it'll be what that person is putting in and taking out. And so the way that you put into the convo is with positive energy, with good questions, being engaging, adding to the vibe. And then the way you take out is with boring energy, negative energy, taking from the vibe, so vibe negative, and the same on the other person. And so if you are asking question after question, being super boring, not adding to the conversation anything about yourself, that would be taking. Oh, what do you do? Oh, do you like that? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Have you ever gone to this place before? Oh, no? Yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad. I think, yeah, okay. First of all, the communications are bad. But even then, just question after question, what that other person has to do is give. I have to give an answer, I have to give an answer, I have to give an answer. So they're giving. You're taking, they're giving. And so you are not creating an equal value exchange where they will feel comfortable. And so what you need to do in between the questions is give personal input. And you give personal input, beliefs about your life, and playfulness. And so you can do things like ask a question, they give an answer, and then you play with this answer. And so there's a couple of things that you could do. You can make an observation from that. So maybe they say you ask where they are. They say, from Colombia. Say, oh my gosh, you must be into cocaine. Now that would be more of my personality, where it's polarizing. But you could be more to your personality. And so you would just make an observation about a relation to Colombia. And so maybe Colombia, that has really good food. I personally don't know, so I wouldn't say that. I know that they have cocaine, so I would say that. And you also want to understand the association to your word. And so if I say drugs, well, drugs are more negative in association than cocaine. Cocaine, what is it? It's fun, it's expensive, it's luxury, it's Scarface, it's, in a way cooler than drugs, negative. Oh, you're from the drug capital of the world. You're from the cocaine capital of the world. And you see the association with the words and how they make people feel? That's the difference of how that 7% is now coming into play. And so polarizing will also show that you're not so in your FOJ. You're able to kind of say what you want. You're more in your release muscle. You're more in your, who you are, you're okay with yourself, that confidence is coming out. And that kind of happens when you're being more polarizing, but that's just a natural response to me. So you could talk about amazing food, it's whatever you want, right? And the polarizing will add more emotion. And this emotion will be more playful and engaging in the conversation. So that's why I tend to do it. It just makes me laugh more. And so that's how you being more playful, right? And then again, you're saying that with a good tone of voice, a good smile, a good warmth in your eyes. You're obviously joking. And then when you're having a tone, your tone should end like this. And so, oh, is that the drug capital of the world? Like, it sounds like a child's talking to you. If you're a guy, you speak like a guy should talk. Oh, is that the drug capital of the world? And the difference comes from how you end your sentences. Are you ending them way up, like a child or a girl? Oh my God, that's amazing. Now, even then, my voice was a bit high there, but oh my God, that's amazing. That's amazing. Something like that. That's amazing. When you type OMW on your phone to someone and it goes on my way with a question mark, on my way, I'm coming. Like, that's very childlike. It's very, it just doesn't have that manliness to it, that masculinity that you may have. And there's a reason why this is actually happening. When you're speaking in these uptones, it's asking a question. The subcommunication is asking a question. So you could ask someone, hey, are you using that? And in their head, they would question their own answer. Now, the way that you express interest, you're going to experience a high FOJ in this point again. And so you're going to experience high fear of judgment when you first go to talk to that person. But again, you're going to feel it when you express your interest to them. And you're going to feel this because this is another point in which they could reject you or be like, nope, I'm sorry. And so you'll actually see a lot of people rejecting themselves. Even if a conversation does go well, they'll be like, well, I gotta go, bye. To make that other person feel like I'm rejecting you, so you can't reject me. And that's just a sad thing that happens. That's just you not wanting your ego to be hurt. And so again, it's being a man, being confident in yourself, and being like, well, I find you attractive, by the way. I would love to take you out. And being honest about that, because what is that person going to respond with? You find me attractive? You want to take me out? You fucking disgusting pig. Like, that's a weird person if that person responds like that. Especially if you take care of yourself. You put effort into the way that you look, the way that you present yourself, the way that you dress, smell, look, like all these things. And then you're coming in with very relaxed, playful, I'm here to give good energy, I'm here to make your day better type of vibes, not this taking weird energy. And the way that you get that is by having the mantras in your head. We are friends, everything is positive, this will go well, I am a good person, I have stuff to give, this person is like happy, we are all friends, we are humans. Allowing that to encapsulate your body, then going forth with the words with that intention, then your fear of judgment can go down. And this is all coming from personal experience. Personal experience, this is all coming from. And so I know this stuff 100% works. It works better than, and it works more better than anything else any other human will fucking teach you in the world. And so the way that you express interest is the same as you would start the conversation. I'm just assuming that it goes well. I'm almost assuming we're already friends. I'm just assuming that there shouldn't be any bad blood or disconnection. I'm assuming that I don't have to win you over. We're already on the same team. So same here. I'm not assuming that I have to try to get you on a date. I'm just assuming that you want to go on a date with me. I'm just assuming that we should go on a date because we like each other. If the vibe is good, you like this person, it seems that they like you back, it only makes logical sense for you to go on a date together. For you to be like, you want to continue this another time if you're available. And if they're not, like, damn, that sucks. Okay, anyways, you have a good one. But if you're able to, and this is what the masculine energy is, it's just allowing that space forward for her to come in if she wants to. Would you like to do this? Would you want to? I'm just allowing that space first, saying it and doing it first, and allowing that open, positive space. If she wants to, that's fine. If she doesn't, that's also fine. But it's you going forward, and that's going to take this to go high, but that's your job as the man. And then she will say, in a lot of cases, like, this is where most people get so, like, oh my God, fuck. This is where most people get so, like, caught up in their head. She's like, of course she's going to say no. Why would she want to go on a date with me? Or why would she want to go out with me? Or of course she's going to go no. Like, they just assume negative. And it's because of something way back in your childhood and all the things that you've experienced. And I have more videos about that. And then from there, you guys go on a date. You get to know each other more. And you do the exact same thing of, I want to get to know this person. I'm curious about her. I want to tell her a bit about myself. And there should be things that you're looking for. You should have standards. And so there should be qualities that you're looking for, emotional ones, and the physical ones you would have, probably immediately seen, I would assume. And so the emotional ones are like, okay, how is her humor? How is her vibe? Does she have a similar personality to me? Does she have hobbies that are close to mine? Passions? Is she ambitious? Is she good under tension? Or I wouldn't say that's like a huge one, but is she sweet? Is she kind? All of these things, you want to look for that. And that's going to come out the more that you get to know her. And if you want to, before you even do, if you're looking for a very long-term partner, before you even escalate physically, you could just keep scanning for these emotional qualities, because the physicalness of a relationship, of getting to know someone, may actually kind of hinder you from being able to see if this person isn't the most honest, isn't the most emotionally intelligent, if that physicalness, the emotions are so high, may block you a little bit. But if you kind of see that person already as having some good emotions, and you want to move things forward in a sense that I want to kiss this person. I want to see if this person wants to kiss me. Then the way that you're going to do this is by, again, opening up the space for her to come in. And so this will be on positive notes of the conversation, when there's a good laugh, when there's a good moment, when you feel that it is right, of breaking the touch barrier. And so this could be a hug, this could be a tap on the shoulder. And again, anytime that you go to express yourself, express, eye contact, a different tone of voice, more dynamic, more personal, body language, touch, proximity, those are all forms of pure expression. Those are always going to activate fear of judgment because you may be expecting it to go wrong. But the thing is, like, you do it as you assume it's good because it's always coming from a positive place. And if that other person doesn't, then you take a step back in that masculine energy. Oh, my apologies. You just basically, my apologies. I won't do that. And that'll show to the other person, oh, this guy has the emotional intelligence to be like aware of what he's doing and courteous of the other people. But he's also going to assume positivity, and that's coming from a good intentioned place, so he's comfortable with that too. And it shows two sides, which makes that other person more comfortable with you. And it makes you more attractive, basically. Really, it does. Who knew? Making people not feel weird around you makes you more attractive. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did need more help, I have a one-on-one coaching in the description where I'm working with you one-on-one day by day to achieve the results in flirting, socializing, being attractive as you can. I also have a 60-minute strategy session that you could book. If you didn't want to dive into the coaching just yet, you can just go into the strategy call. This is a 1-hour call with me to understand your setbacks and where you want to go and making a personalized plan on how you can get there. And lastly, I'm building out a community for the introverts who watch this channel who want to get better at socializing, flirting, the 4 pillars of attraction, basically want to get to know everything that I'm teaching. And I'll have courses coming out on there. I have some weekly group calls. You have one-on-one access to me and a lot of other people. And so that will be in the description too. You can start out with a 7-day free trial, see if you like it. If you do, continue. If you don't, cancel, still be free. And with that, boys, thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Bye. I love you.